Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back there, daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about the Graph, aka GRT. And with that being said, let's just dive in. So this was one of the early gems that I caught back in 2021. I initially jumped in at around like December of 2020, and this was a very special gem. I mean, like, this is the time that I was really kind of going heavy into the graph. I think that my average price was about like 32 cents or so. We didn't 10x or anything like that, but we did run up to about $2.35. I think that I initially sold at around like $1.80. Sold way too early, but hey, it is what it is. At that time, I think that I was looking at HBAR as well, and I think that most of my profits from this actually went into HBAR. But yeah, I mean, even now, when we really kind of look at this, market cap under $1 billion, fully diluted is sitting at about $1.3 billion. And when we look at the even like supply to circulating supply ratio, it's not too bad of a supply. Total supply is about 10 billion. You have a little bit more in the max supply, but then you also do have the circulating supply of about 6.9 billion. So, nothing too bad in regard to like tokenomics. I could easily see this going to like $3 at a $30 billion market cap, which isn't like too unrealistic for a lot of these tokens. But why is the graph even worth that? Well, to me, when we really kind of look at the graph, this is focused on data. And we always talk about data on this channel in regards to like even DAG, aka Constellation, because of that one article where it was talking about how data could technically be the new oil. I think that data itself is a very complex area for a lot of individuals to actually really understand. I think that on the surface, everyone really kind of gets the main picture, but to actually understand like data behind like even Bored Ape Yacht Club or even Uniswap and stuff like that, it's very hard to extract data and actually read it. So what the graph is doing is they're actually indexing and pulling that data out, extracting it, if you will. Think about like the graph as almost like a data miner. Like, it mines the data, extracts it, and it allows you to actually see it, read it, and understand it, fully. For an example, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? In the case of Bored Ape Yacht Club, we could perform basic read operations on the contract, like getting the owner of a certain ape, getting the content URI of an ape based on their ID, or even the total supply, as these read operations are programmed directly into the smart contract. But more advanced real-world queries and operations like aggregation, search, relationships, and non-trivial filtering are not possible. For example, if we wanted to query the apes that are owned by a certain address and filtered by one of its characteristics, we would not be able to get that information by interacting directly on the contract itself. So what they are doing is, with the graph, they're actually extracting that data, allowing for you to actually do those certain things. So what we really kind of look at is like, how big of an opportunity is data within crypto? To me, I think that data is extremely large as a market in the real world application area, but also behind crypto. I think that's one of the biggest overlooked areas currently. So when we actually look at data around crypto, I think that the graph is going to play a pivotal role here, and the reason why is what we are going to be addressing going forward. But here's the flow. It really kind of talks to you guys about exactly how this works. You do see everything running through a graph node itself. You do see like the querying of even like transactions, data, events, etc. And you do see it all being stored within the graph node itself. And yeah, I mean, like, this is exactly how things are going to be working within the graph. I think that it's straightforward pretty much if you guys just look at this image, but they also do break it down in steps down here. But when we really kind of look at this, and for like anyone that is watching this video that wants to do their own research as well, I'm going to leave this 15-part thread down in the top of the description below. The reason why I'm going to is because this is a great thread that not only taps every single area of how large this use case actually is, but it also shows you the demand behind it, the challenges behind it, things like that. And it's a great learning experience. I think that everyone should be also doing some of their own research as well when we do talk about any asset on this channel, because at the end of the day, nobody knows the future of this market. All you can really kind of do is go off of your own due diligence. So please do your own research. Do not just buy something because I talk about it on this channel. So I'm going to leave this thread down in the top of the description below. I'm telling you guys, you can learn something really, really cool through this thread just about the graph itself. And talking more so about what they are doing within data, they are expanding almost rapidly with these subgraphs. These subgraphs are key to the success of the protocol. Because again, going back to this image, like, the subgraphs are the ones that are really kind of doing the data extraction from certain use cases. So when we really kind of look here and we look at this announcement, for an example, with Mazari Crypto, which is a massive giant. We just talked about Mazari actually before. They are almost 270,000 followed company. We do see the at first announcement at Graph Day 2022. Mazari Crypto has joined the Graph ecosystem as a core subgraph developer with the grant from the Graph Foundation. Sorry. Here's how Mazari is using, building, and improving subgraphs to scale access to the world's open data. First off, they are going to be creating standards across DeFi governance, NFTs, and even network stats, reaching new heights for types of data that can be retrieved. Their Web3 apps, include Compound Finance. So the subgraph organizes Compound Finance V2 data, including user data level, lending, borrowing, market level data, daily borrowing, deposits, rewards, interest rates, and even interactions. Protocol level data, aggregate, market level data into a full picture, and also snapshots. So they are doing some pretty cool things, and they will build at least 200 subgraphs, create subgraph standards, share information, resources, and best practices across the community. So this is actually going to be pretty large in scale. And yeah, I mean, like, to me, like, here we have like this tweet down here, like, every week during this downturn, Graph put out bullish news and executing and growing. First role in crypto, invest in projects that grow even in downturns. Do your own research. And 100%, like, we have been seeing announcement after announcement from the Graph, and it is truly something remarkable. And also, talking more so about Mazari Crypto, we do see here, as of Q2 2022, Graph Protocol's hosted service supports over 24,000 subgraphs. As the protocol gradually transitions into its decentralized mainnet, it has launched 392 active subgraphs on the decentralized mainnet, a 24% increase from the previous quarter. Like, this is how much growth the subgraphs on, the Graph Protocol have been, skyrocketing. Just to give you guys a quick insight, like I said, during Q1 of 2021 is when we really kind of peaked at all-time highs. Since then, look at the growth of, subgraphs. I mean, this is absolutely insane. So you see the active from Q3 of 2021 to Q3. Well, we're not even in Q3, but you could almost see like that we're going to be doubling that amount of active subgraphs. Also, even in deployment, we are seeing massive amounts of movement within that area as well. So we're going to see a lot more, active subgraphs. We're going to see a lot more in development in regards to subgraphs as well. And this is pretty cool. And I think that when we really kind of look at the growth currently, and also, 428 as of today, love to see Web3 project champion and decentralized infrastructures with Graph Protocol. Yeah, like, we are at a massive area for the Graph. And I do think that, like I said, this project, if we do continue to see growth like this, it's going to be a massive opportunity going into the next cycle. And we do see our quarter after quarter, the Graph ecosystem lays the foundation for the decentralized web. Let's look at some of the key stats, announcements, and milestones within the Graph ecosystem in Q2 this year, as shared on today's quarterly Graph or GRT participant update. So first off, 640 billion queries, 66,000 devs, 64,000 subgraphs. This is insane, and this is the hosted service and the Graph network itself. Down here, we do see, specific to the Graph network, Q2 2022 saw an increase in growth in the following areas: 41% quarter-over-quarter growth in queries, 23% quarter-over-quarter growth in developers, 20% quarter-over-quarter growth in new subgraphs as well. And that is a 1,050% boost in P2P protocol Graph usage quarter-over-quarter. That is insane. And we also do see down here, the growth doesn't stop there. The Graph's hosted service now supports 39 networks, a preview of the multi-chain future for the Graph network. Cosmos Hub, the first to be indexed in the Cosmos ecosystem, and the Arweave, blockchain mark the most recent integrations. And we do see down here, like, here are their, most recent integrations. Subgraph performance is getting significantly faster, or sorry, not this. I thought that this was the announcement. Sorry. Substreams, a technology developed by Streaming Fast IO, is increasing indexing and syncing speeds of subgraphs up to 100x, unlocking a wave of new use cases for Web3 projects of all sizes. Like, the Graph is going to be the data, giant behind Web3. And we do see down here, like, proposals are out for votes to optimize the cost of network participation. Arbitrum is being explored as a layer 2 scaling solution, which would significantly reduce gas costs for delegators, curators, and indexers. And then zero knowledge cryptographic breakthroughs are taking place behind the scenes as well. An exploratory snark called shell proofs has been created by I don't know Edge and Node. Yeah, so Edge and Node, and then Seamotic Labs. I'm pretty sure that I'm saying that right. Not sure if I am though. Paving the way for verifiable queries and payment scalability. And then we do see down here the ecosystem welcomes more contributors with Mazari Crypto as well as Graph Ops XYZ. And then down here we do see how else is the graph exploring devs and also or supporting devs and Web3. As announced at Graph Day 2022, the hosted service is sunsetting by end of Q1 2023. Centralized tech endangers your app's uptime and UX. It's time for a radically better internet. It's time to decentralize. And like I said, like they are absolutely killing it in regards to not only fully decentralization, but also they're crossing the bridge to a fully decentralized infrastructure through, a decentralized hosted service. Like this is huge. And we do see down here, like with a subgraph on the graph network, the dApp's open data layer is permanent. That means no one can close the API, no one can shut down the dApp, no one can deplatform you. Build decentralized open source subgraphs and create an abundance in Web3. I'm telling you guys, like, if we're seeing announcements like this, if we're seeing massive growth like this from the graph, there's absolutely no way that we don't see a massive opportunity in this token. Like I really do think going forward, this is going to be one of the major winners within the Web3 scene, but also even in data as well. Like even if we go to AI and big data over here, I'm not sure. So the market cap of this is like 1.7 billion. I don't know at the all-time high where this market was, but we do see that the graph makes up nearly $1 billion in market cap for this token itself. Also, even trading volume, right? It makes up nearly all of the trading volume. Like this is why I say like the graph is the big data player here. It was, touted as the Google of crypto at its all-time highs. I remember when everyone was saying, like, this is the Google of crypto. This is the Google of crypto. And honestly, it did a massive run. It was a huge opportunity. And right now, as it is sitting at about 13.5 cents, I'm really kind of looking to see if we do retest this low down here. Even if we do retest like about 12.5 cents or so, I still think that I'm going to be averaging in around this range because it's really not like that major of a change in percentage. I know from like the bottom level here, you're going to see like, for an example, we're already at like a 59% move here, which is not like too crazy to me. Like I really do think that this accumulation area that we're in almost is pretty nice. But I'm looking at this 10-cent zone to see if we do retest it. That's going to be like a big buy-in opportunity, but I have been averaging in. I have been really kind of watching this token. Right now, it seems like we are at a little bit of a resistance zone, so I'm watching closely to see if we do see a breakdown before I do ape in or, buy any more. But on the next major run up, I'm watching to see if we do hit this 20-cent zone and retest it. But even to get back to the floor model of 2021, from our current area, it is roughly, like a 145% move. Even to the bottom level here, it's like 122%. But yeah, I think that the upside potential on this token is pretty substantial. We can actually look at it real quick. So 1 second, let me actually go down here and make sure that we're not on the log scale for the fib outreaches. But if we're looking at this going into the next major cycle run, a lot of people I know go off of like the 1618, but then also do see like if we can see the massive outreach to like the 4618, that would be even bigger of an opportunity. Well, if we're talking about from our level that we're at now, or even going back down to like 10 cents to the 1618, which would be almost like $4, almost $5, this would be about a 45x opportunity, almost a 46x opportunity. And then for the 4618, this would be a 130x opportunity. Now, do I think that this 4618 is more of a viable solution to, where we do go to in, for an example, like market cap or so? No, not exactly. I don't think that this is going to be extremely realistic. Could I see $13 happening? It's possible. It would be about almost like $136 billion market cap for the graph. I could see this more long term. I would actually more so like be dead set on like the 1618 up to about like the 2618. Which would be almost like a 70, almost 3x opportunity itself, which would be at about like $7.77, which would be about a $77 billion market cap. But, that $4.83 zone looks a little bit more realistic to me. I think that this is going to be a big player going forward. To me, like my price prediction into the next cycle, is a little bit more conservative than most. I would be more so dead set on this like almost $5 level, almost a 45x opportunity. I think that this is going to be a big player going into the next cycle. Like I said, I think that data is going to play a pivotal role within this market. Data is a big player right now in the real world application, and with how fast like the graph has been growing recently and expanding, I just don't see this being a massive opportunity going into the next major cycle run. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. Sorry, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, after you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.